Today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, the top-rated sportsbooking app in all of North America. Safe, secure, reliable, which we absolutely do love. And we know whenever we're talking DraftKings, man, it's a fresh NFL season started, baby. So we got to have promo codes that hook you up both ways, okay? So for all my new customers out there, when you download the app and you go ahead and you make that initial deposit of $5, you're going to use the promo code. The promo code is MOST. Once you put that in, you're going to receive $250 in bonus bets along with 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. I mean, come on, baby. It doesn't get any better than that. Opportunity to win, opportunity to follow your squad, watch them do what they do, road home. I mean, it's a pretty dope set. It's a pretty dope situation right there, all right? But we also know that, hey, man, sometimes you get lost in the sauce. Sometimes you might develop what we call a gambling problem. Well, if you're living in New York, you know it's a number that you could text. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER.
Let's see, Dub. Fun fact, the Steelers have run the ball 77 times over their first 2 weeks. That's the most they've had to begin a season since 1999.
I like it, man. That is definitely the intention or the staple when you talk Arthur Smith. He is run first. He is big body personnel groupings, and he has the ability to, you know, whether it's play action pass or expand the formations like we saw with the goal line touchdown where you have 13 personnel expanded out to, I want to say it was empty if I remember correctly. And then you get Darnell one-on-one for the back shoulder. I mean, it was beautiful to see. Shout out. But yeah, man, that running the ball, man, consistently has definitely kept our drives alive, and it's taken a lot of pressure off of Justin Fields. So I definitely like that, man.
I like this comment because it feels like we already have our identity 2 weeks into the season, whereas the last 2 years on offense,
I'm trying to figure it out.
it took us at least midway through the season. It was typically around the bye.
Yeah.
We started to figure out what we wanted to be on offense. We got it right now. Yeah, we're a run-heavy team. We got Arthur Smith's stamp on this, and we're winning games.
Yeah.
This is a great baseline or great foundation to build off, and I think we still have a lot more room for improvement, like getting rid of all these penalties.
Yeah.
But at least we got our identity. Like we know what we are right now.
And
whereas
once you know what you are, it's
even
easy to
last
build
year,
upon it.
yeah, it was like, what are we? Are we trying
Think about
to
it. Are we
pass
running
the
or are we
ball?
passing?
Yeah,
Yep.
and then we finally started to hit our stride a little bit with Mason last year, and then the year before that, it took the bye week and Kenny and the offense to go on that little 7-2 run where, you know, we were a very run-heavy team. Kenny was making clutch plays late in the game and picking up third downs, keeping the chains moving. Yeah. But the first half of 2022 and 2023, offense was very weird.
Yeah.
Very, very weird.
I would agree. I would definitely
agree,
man.
We're at. I really like where we're at, actually. Thad C, I'm so tired of these so-called fans I've seen complaining about the win.
Hey, they was complaining last week. These are Tomlin wins. Just keep getting Tomlin wins. We not tripping.
This is the epitome of a Tomlin win.
Just another Tomlin win,
I think
man.
there's two types of Tomlin wins.
Baby. Keep them going.
Yesterday was one of them where we have the game locked up for the first 3 quarters, and all of a sudden the other team comes back, and it's a one-score game. And then the other Tomlin win is we have no business of winning it. We're like underdogs on the road, and we got injuries everywhere, but somehow we win by a field goal or a couple points. I would agree. Like the Brady Buccaneers game.
I was about to literally bring that up.
That's
like,
a Tomlin win.
Tomlin win,
yesterday's a Tomlin win too.
Duck going on the road.
Right.
What was that? The Chargers. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. There's 2 styles, but they ultimately kind of give you the same result of just like this grinded out game where we win 19-17 or 16-13.
Absolutely, man.
But there's 2 different ways of getting to that point.
Nope. If we're going to have Tomlin losses, keep the Tomlin wins, man. I like these Tomlin wins, bro. To it, though, we will keep rocking with these Tomlin wins, man. Because you can see not everybody is comfortable around the league playing in these style of games. You look at Coach Tomlin's record in 1-score games, and you look around the league at a lot of these teams that, you know, got the high-end quarterbacks or the high-end name coaches, and look at their records in those 1-score games, man. This is what Coach T does. So I do like the fact that regardless of who the cast of characters are, that still is a constant with him. And I don't know if you caught this, but even in the fourth quarter when it was quote-unquote nut crunching time, bro, on one of the biggest parts of the game, he's joking over there on the sideline. I think it was Corey Trice, just like, bro, I'm so relaxed in this set, and I'm so comfortable being in these situations where you look around the
He has the
stadium.
utmost confidence in his defense.
You look at some of these other guys in the stadium, they all tight, extra sweaty. You over here just super chill, like, man, we're gonna be all right. Don't worry about this as we prepare for it. We want this opportunity. We run to this type of challenge, man.
I wish he wasn't so comfortable at times because all it takes is
one time.
all it takes is Marvin Mims, a couple
Uh-huh.
broken tackles, and then the game's tied and we're going to overtime. Or even with Justin Fields and the snap.
Yeah.
Like, all it takes is for Denver to recover that
But
there.
we play better with a fumble snap by Fields, and that's his thing.
I don't want that to happen that late. If you're gonna do it in the first snap.
Between Zach or Fields, somebody got to be at fault. But this is the third. I'm like, yo, every single time I see it, we win. So just keep doing it. All right, that's y'all thing now.
Who was at fault there?
I don't know
know
y'all
either.
told me it was Herbig week 1, and then when it was Frazier, these past 2 times y'all been trying to take it off of Frazier. So I don't know how y'all want to spin it, but all I know is when he's been out there, that happens. It has been working. All right, so just keep it going. Just keep recovering it, but keep it going. All right.
The snap count was going down really quick. I think it was at like 3 or 2 seconds. So Frazier kind of had to snap it, but
you
Fields
can't
wasn't
snap
ready.
it if the quarterback doesn't say he's ready, bro. Who
I
you
know.
snapping it to?
But
it
like
don't matter.
the line, who was it on the O line that was giving the signal to Frazier?
that
to
was
snap it?
Daniels, JD.
Yeah, so maybe it was his fault
Man,
for
bro.
telling Frazier to snap it.
Because I'm just like, I don't care what the clock is. Like, bro, you can't snap this football until this dude is actually ready. Because
You'd rather take the 5-yard penalty.
any day of the week, man.
Right.
Because if that's a turnover right there at that part of the game, come on, man. We all over here like, defense, this is why you paid, which y'all are paid. Save us, please. Nah. But all is well, man. All is well. Like I said, that's their thing.
We were up 2 scores for what? Probably 90% of the
75%,
game. Because
yeah.
even
I'm
when
about to say
the
the first
Broncos
3
kicked the
quarters.
field goal, we were still up 10.
Oh, yeah, the first one, you're right. It took that second field goal, and then by then,
that
it was
was-
like the game was over.
Yeah.
I mean, it should have been over.
Yeah, we had one series on
you know
offense.
how it goes, man. It should have been over.
But, I just think that's how the second half was. We had this conservative approach on offense. You saw how the defense was playing. I didn't think Denver was going to score, actually. I really didn't, with how defense was playing, how Bo Nix was playing. And
Bo Nix had 3 good drives.
uh,
Had 3 little moments.
did he?
Yeah.
Well, the one ended in the pick.
But he threw the pass for it to get down there on the trick play.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sean Payton. I was like, bro, if you're going to wildcat it and have somebody throw it, and the fact that you wildcat and designed it to get it back to Bo Nix's head with perfect protection for the throw, it was like, yo, I like that. But
Right, I
you
feel
did
like they
all that.
deserved that one because
Yeah.
Minka obviously had to go to the
I'm
guy.
like, it was a heck
that was
of a
on the other
design.
side of the field.
And the fact you put, because think about it, that's your big issue with Wildcat. That's the thing that kind of makes me not like Wildcat is when you're trying to throw out of it, you typically are taking it out of your quarterback's hand. But for him to have designed it where we're still going to have this misdirection action where you think is this, just to flip it back to who? Bo Nix for this, for him to be the one throwing it. I'm like, if you're going to do it like that. Like, I like that way better. But then you turn around, you still throw the pick and the end zone shot to Corey Trice.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I'm like, it took you doing something Herculean to put you even in the red zone, but then you still have the turnover. And then I thought the last 2 drives of the game where he got the field goals out, I'm like, yeah, thought that he had stuff going a little bit with the help of officiating, obviously.
Well, I was going to say part of
Yeah.
that's probably even us on defense
Mhm.
getting a little gassed and just making sure we don't give up the huge
Yeah.
play.
And that's
All right, we'll give you
yeah.
the field goal, but you're going to eat up
right.
all
You're
this
gonna eat up
clock.
clock. And now the game is we get enough first downs. You never get this ball back. Unfortunately, they were able to get it back at that end, and that's partially what made it a little uncomfortable for people at that last little part.
I wish we would have put our foot on the gas on offense and locked this thing up at some point in the third quarter, but with some of the mistakes we were making and some of the penalties, I can also see why we thought to ourselves, let's not do anything stupid. The
Minimize
defense is
the
playing
bleeding,
so
man.
good. We're up
Yeah.
2 scores. If they are able to pull off some of these miraculous plays, whatever, we'll
Right.
start flipping our approach. But until then, let's be more conservative.
Yeah.
That's how I thought we were playing the second half. It was disappointing, just because it's not that like step on their throats, going for the kill shot type of thing that you want to see from your team. But at the same time, it ultimately did contribute to us getting the win.
See, like, the way I kind of looked at that second half, I thought our self-inflicted wounds, in terms of the penalties, would kind of get us out of rhythm. I thought in the first half we were in way better rhythm, way better third down situations, and I thought that's why we were able to keep moving the ball. And I thought we were going to score multiple touchdowns. Unfortunately, we know the one got called back. But in the third, I thought the adjustment was from Vance Joseph. I thought he was a lot more aggressive in terms of blitzing and walking everybody up to confuse us up front. And that kind of led to some of the misfortune that we had, whether it was penalty wise or even some of the negative plays that we were experiencing from a run game perspective, because we couldn't even run the ball as efficient in the second half. And I thought that was the adjustment. And I thought Surtain and Riley Moss did better in the third and fourth than they did in the first half. First half, GP was cooking, Van Jefferson cooked, and I thought that caught them off guard and made them adjust what they wanted to do defensively. Had them playing a lot more zone concepts. I thought in the third, with them bringing more pressure, the ball had to come out a little bit faster, and they held up a lot better in terms of their like press man-to-man coverage, and that caught us off guard as well from there. So now it's like, okay, y'all are kind of getting into a rhythm. We're kind of out of a rhythm here.
Yeah, we keep getting these
and that's what
penalties
it was.
and putting ourselves back. So let's not try to take
minimize
a stupid
the damage,
shot on
man.
2nd and 20.
And the way we talk with Coach Tomlin, he's not going to beat himself. So instead of me trying to be super aggressive on 2nd and 20, I'll call a draw. I'll call a screen. I'll punt and play field position and make Bo Nix have to put together 3 to 4 drives where he has to snap it 10 plus times. And the odds are he's not going to be able to do that. It's about a handful of quarterbacks in this league that can go 10, 12 play drives and do it multiple times in a row. It's not a lot of dudes that can do that. And that's the part where with Coach Tomlin, that's why he wins so many of these games, because he's not going to make the mistake. He's going to keep defense go out there. Defense go out there because his pass rush is going to heat him up, and eventually he's going to make that mistake. Eventually they're going to have something that happens. And, I mean, shoot, we was making the plays. But I just thought that little bit of a cadence that they did in terms of speeding it up offensively for Bo helped him out also late in the game.